Hi guys, it's me Anne, and I'm coming to you today with I think this is my first story time video. Like I'm kind of excited. I don't know. Yes, it is March, and that is definitely a Christmas tree. Long story, it'll be out soon. Anyway, let's get right into it. It had to be. This is not too long. I think probably a year ago. No, it's not even a year ago. This is like a few months ago. So I met this guy, and of course, hit on me. He asked me for my phone number, regular stuff. So he seemed nice. We met, just randomly met on the street in like a store. And he asked, for my phone number and of course Instagram because like that's like the new thing. Like, can I get your Instagram, or do you have Instagram, whatever, so you can see pictures. Anyway, we exchanged numbers. He exchanged Instagram and all that stuff. So of course he texted me and he did call me and just trying to strike up conversation and blah blah blah. So this happened on and off for a few days, and kind of got to know each other. He didn't live too far in the area, so another time I like ran into him when I was like going to think like the store, the pharmacy or something, and we ended up chatting again, and it was all good and gravy. So I finally agreed to go out. But I had something to do prior to, and he was like, "Oh, sure, it's no problem. Just come pick me up." He doesn't drive, but I do. I have a car, which is no problem. Like I completely understand. That's fine. So I go and I pick him up, and I'm like, "Well, if you don't mind, we'll just do this quickly, and then like you could tell me where you wanted to go eat or whatever, since you suggested that we go out." Cool. So get the whole errand out the way, and we agree on this restaurant that was like local. It was like a Thai restaurant, so it wasn't that expensive at all. So I was like, okay, cool, like I like this. Now me personally, whenever I go out on a date, and I know this is not like very feminine of me, like I never expect the guy to pick up the tab. I understand now it's like if you ask the woman out or whatever, then you definitely should pay for it, but I always walk with my Vex money, as like the West Indians say. So we drive to the restaurant, we get there, and everything's okay, light conversation. He orders one of the specials and all that stuff, and I keep it simple. I get a drink, he doesn't get a drink, like an alcoholic beverage is what I meant, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess, but I'm a wine drinker, I couldn't help myself. Anyway, the food comes, he does, the whole Instagram thing, take a picture. The caption was pretty interesting, but we'll get into that after. So, the conversation, he's like, "Oh, you play a little shy and this, that, and the other." And I'm just like, "Well, that's just how I am." And I'm just, we can get to know each other. The conversation gets stagnant a little bit, but this is like towards the end of the dinner. So, it's time for us to kind of like go, in the sense like ask for the bill. So request the bill. The bill comes and it's right flat dab in the middle. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, it's like $40 something. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I pull out my card. I was like, I guess we'll just split it. This is what I got, y'all. Telling you, he is studying this phone like there's a way to make $1 million in there, or there's an exam or something, and he's just like, so I'm like, I put my card in the um in the thingy, whatever, the basket, to pay for the bill, and I want to see how far this is really gonna go. So the woman, the waitress, comes around and she says, "Excuse me, miss," picks up the basket that has just my card in it and hands it to the waitress. So I'm just like, and I'm really gonna see how far that this goes. Like, maybe he's just gonna give me cash because like I pulled out the card. He'll just pay for his meal. I'm not cheap. Let's just get that out the way. Like, I really am not cheap. It's just kind of like the principle of you asking me out or asking me to go somewhere with you. You didn't ask me to take you out. You asked me to go out. So, in my opinion, there's a difference. Okay, so the bill comes back. At this point, that's when you situate gratuity. So I'm over here making conversation, and he's still, because at this Thai restaurant they have like the suggested gratuity where they have like 18%, 20%, 25% or something of the sort. So I'm like, should I give her this? Should I give her that? I don't know. It's up to you. And I'm like, okay, cool. Everything's paid for now, and all the money things are situated. And then he starts striking up a conversation. So, what do you think? Do you think that we could get to know each other a little better? And I'm just like, hold up. Wait. You asked me out, brought no money with you, it seems like, ignored me when the check comes, I pay for it, you ignore me, and then after all the like money situation is like taken care of, then you want to strike up the conversation about getting to know each other and maybe this could go somewhere and this, that, the other. I was like, he must have me all the way messed up. It's one thing if you wanted to go out and you just said that financially you couldn't afford it, or you could have just stayed home, like something. But the way that he went about it, I kind of felt, as we said in Brooklyn, that I got zoed for some dinner. Who does that? So he's chatty, and I'm just like, you know what? Getting upset. I'm just like, I can't deal with this anymore. So I'm like, you know what? Actually, I'm not ready to go home, so maybe you can order me another drink. I'm just gonna go in the car and get something that I left. I'll be right back. His first mistake. He never offered to walk me to the car at least, or to accompany me, seeing that it was nighttime and we do live in Brooklyn and they shoot when they're ready. So I'm like, okay. I mosey on down to the car, stick my key in the ignition, and somehow or the other, I ended up home. I mean, don't ask me how that happened. I don't know. I just ended up home. Poor thing sat at that restaurant, I don't know for how long, blocked his number because I was not trying to get the text messages or anything like that because I was just so through with it. And what really set me off too is when I go on Instagram, see you posted the food that you're eating, didn't post anything about you being on a date or anything like that, which is fine, it's understandable, but the caption was like you were perpetrating. No, you ain't got it. You did not pay for it. Who cares what other people are eating, because you couldn't afford to eat what you was eating because it was coming from me. So I was just so through with it. And that was probably like the worst date of my life. And I really haven't been on a date since because I'm like, did he really just do that? Did I overreact? Was he wrong? Was I wrong? Like, let me know what you think. But that's the end of this story time. And maybe I'll do another one soon. And I'll see you guys in the next one.